we'll
All
see.
right. Let's start out here. Ogni ban. The bans I assume are going to be the same. They picked Aladdin, so they're a bunch of idiots for not reading the ban list. I post the ban content list before every single set, so that my teammates don't do exactly that. So L plus ratio bozo, you're dumb. Anyway, first pick here. We'll see what they pick. Well, did they already lock this in, or was this the Aladdin? Sobek and Princess Mari. Vulcan is still the lock-in from Colonel, despite the fact that Vulcan aspect is banned.
I told him, I said, we need to unban it in the content. It's actually not bugged anymore. It's fine to play it.
Vulcan aspect is allowed. Okay.
Yep. Vulcan aspect is allowed.
Shock
It's
will be the
unbanned in
pickup.
every other league, so it's fine.
That's fine. All right. Shock is picked up by moods. We'll see how they answer on the other side. I mean, I would just pick up. I wouldn't bother picking up a soul winner right now. I would just secure the roles that you don't have that they have. You know, right now support would probably be what I was looking at. Oh wait, no, it's Colonel Vulcan support. I'm an idiot. Yamoja. Okay. So it's Sobek solo lane.
Oh yeah, Sobek solo. Yamoja support. Bari probably ADC or mid, still could flex. Probably ADC though.
Yeah.
Numb jungle. So
right now I'm how they're rounding out this draft. They wanted the Aladdin initially. This also could just be chalk mid. That's going to T-Souls. I'm not. There's no debate on that.
No doubt on that, yeah.
But we're gonna see. Swagger could also go Fender, and that is a Neath mid. So it is chalk solo. Starry is going to continue keeping his role. You know how he does, and see how they finish out their draft. They need a mid, I assume, unless Bari is going mid.
Hey, it could be Yamoja mid with that aspect. I mean, it would be horse meat, but like it is a.
It would be absolutely terrible, but I mean, it is a possibility.
Really, I mean, maybe we're thinking that this Bari doesn't really like boxing into T-Soul's soul. Maybe that's the thought process. Maybe it could go mid.
It's Jolliver in mid, right?
It is.
So I mean, it could be Merlin.
Yeah, it could be Merlin.
I'm thinking of Jolliver picks here. Yeah. And like Merlin is the first thing that comes to mind that's available.
Hey, Merlin is gonna get hard here. So I think it locked in as well.
I feel like that's the only real Jolliver pick that's in Smite 2. I don't know. I've casted Jolliver a decent amount, and I feel like Merlin's just the first thing that comes to mind out of the Smite 2 roster. The other pick is Eset, but like Eset's not in this game.
Not in the game yet. Yeah. I mean, a pretty good roster, I think, out of both teams here in terms of like the god lineups that they both got. T-Soul's getting his iconic, T-Soul, Soul, Kurtle playing Aspect Vulcan for fun. Seems like Mood's going to be on a really comfortable pick in this Neath mid. Super strong pick as well. Starry also going to be on the I want to not die and I want to poke you all the time shock pick. Gonna make sense for me. And the Swagga having a departure away from this Hun batch because it was banned. Gonna be playing on this Fender. I want to see if he's able to kind of get as active as he's typically able to. As compared to that Fender, that Fender to that Hun batch pick. But we'll see how this kind of goes out.
I think that they should look to, at least early on, Swagger should look to get active in the duo side. Because Vulcan Soul is going to outpressure the hell out of Yamoja Bari. Granted, Yamoja Bari has some fight back into it, but it's not like Yamoja Bari Nemesis does not win the 3v3 against Fenrir. Vulcan, it's so weird seeing Vulcan support, right? But Vulcan support provides some like interesting things from that role. I'm sure you're somewhat at least somewhat versed in the Vulcan support. I'm not sure how often you play it, but what exactly does it provide for the dual lane?
I mean, it's going to be providing a lot of pressure. You do get a lot of poke as well. You get that wave pressure. You're able to secure your own buffs very, very safely, even if you're not going to be going Sunder like Kurtle is. He's opting for that shell. So you have a decent bit of wave pressure, objective secure, even though you're not going to be going that Sunder as well. No Sunder actually getting picked up in this game. Sobek is still the only person that hasn't really bought a relic yet, so we might see one come out of Sobek. But at least so far, both supports opting for that shell, that shielding for that team fight is going to be pretty big. But I mean, again, I think the name of the game here in this dual lane, at least on order side, it's going to be pressure. Kurtle and T-Souls. They have these, two very, high pressure picks as aspect of fortification on this Vulcan as well. Going to be affording them a lot of that pressure that they're so comfortable playing around.
One thing that this Vulcan pick also provides is just how much he's not like a drain tank-esque, but he's got so much HP that he can play with that just keeps on coming back. And you see he's got this blue Olmec, which adds to that HP regen. All he has to do is stand near one of these buildings, this turret or the stumper, and he just has HP 5. He's just got a ton of it. It's something akin to, you know, the Ares 2, how that used to be. And he's just got so much regen. And while you got the Emoji Sustain to kind of match it, it's not like at the same degree. I want to speak about lane pressure as well. This solo lane is going to be a very hunk shoe lane. Neither of these guys are going to kill each other ever.
Yeah, this is going to be really boring. I mean, Shock is looking to start wave here as well. You know, we see that Fenrir not starting, you know, to help him with that blue buff. Sobek and M will be going to, you know, start that blue buff together instead. But Shock is going to be able to, you know, be afforded a little bit of a reprieve on his lane. He's going to be able to, you know, throw that axe down, clear that wave, and then probably go back for his blue buff. Naga start being started here for Swagga. Going to be the more popular of the two starts that we are typically seeing here, but this dual lane fight already getting kind of hectic.
I mean, already over here, there's a lot of damage going into Furballer, but not enough to really deem it too bad yet. But Delvin taking a bit of poke. I did want to mention that in the solo lane, you were talking about how Starry started wave. Starry did not prevent Frazier from getting all 6 creeps. So Frazier did get all 6 creeps, which is honestly, I think, a pretty big blunder. Because missing that 1 creep still gives Starry a bit of an edge, despite the fact that he doesn't get the blink. Looks like solo buff for T-Souls or poke. This is exactly what this dual lane's going to be, by the way. With this Warrior's Axe on the soul, too, it's an extra bit of oomph to her damage.
Yeah, I mean, like, there's just so much pressure, you know, like, just afforded, you know, to the crew here, based on just the way they drafted. Look at that wave just insta-dying there. Thumper getting placed down as well, keeping them all stun locked, so they really can't even fight back. Soul and Vulcan able to step up here aggressively and look for, you know, even more farm here, looking to strip that away as well. But Bari and Emoji don't want to let this go for free, I don't think. Never mind, they are afraid to play up on that. They were like, oh, like, I don't really like our odds there. They're going to back him back to safety. And we're just going to see, again, more farm going the way of this order side dual lane.
You know, something interesting here, you see the Bluestone picked up by the Bari. The Bari usually goes the Warrior's Axe, which in this case T-Souls has. What exactly, do you like that, or are you not a fan?
I mean, I think it's pretty decent. As long as the first item is serrated, I don't think it matters too much. I think it's gonna all come down to your playstyle. If he's looking to clear these minion waves a little bit quicker, Bluestone could be helping with that, but that Warrior's Axe box is gonna be helping you box a lot more in that dual lane 1v1. Even in the dual lane 2v2, you're gonna be able to box a lot more consistently with that Warrior's Axe. But that might not be, you know, the way that, you know, Delvin and Furballer want to play the lane. So that's not the way they want to play. I like the itemization here.
I mean, I think they're very aware of how out-pressured they get. So they're not looking to fight, right? Princess Bari and Soul both have pretty decent late games, and how T-Souls usually plays this, a lot of damage in the mid lane, Grip doing a ton to Moods, and Moods is going to have to back away all the way to the back of this tower, make sure he doesn't fall for first blood. But
yeah, I mean, Mana Bar's just not going to be there for the Nemesis. You're not going to be able to, you know, be afforded that same luxury, you know, as this Fender. He's just going to be kind of, you know, farming on cooldown here, looking for any farm he can get here, trying to take over to level 5 here. Blink on Fenrir. That's not a relic I typically see on Fenrir. What do you think about it?
I think that Blink is not too great on the Fenrir specifically. I also it is.
It might.
Combat Blink is banned.
Guys.
It is not in our jurisdiction to say anything about it.
Yep.
So we cannot say anything.
It's whatever, yeah.
If Gunshow does not call it, then it is just kind of done. Look at the right side though. Liz Frazier going down to a Swagga gank. Yeah, gone. There's no more action at that. We missed that because we were too busy talking about the ban. Looks like Sobek is gonna be itemizing into this mystical mail first. Swagga looking to step up here. Shot on a Merlin. The World Weaver hits. And Swagga looking to go more on a Jolliver. Jolliver doing some good poke back, but Grip puts down that ultimate and will dissuade any more aggression. But Moods is looking for more. Looking to put a ton of damage into Grip. Grip having to burn the beads and will slip away.
I mean, again, like, just great pressure there, just put on by the crew. They're on the Gunshow Shoguns there. That red buff will end up going the way of Gunshow Shoguns. They will end up securing that. However, you're going to be draining a lot of health bars there. This Fender still afforded the neutral pressure to get this this neutral speed buff here, getting his own red buff. And I mean, sure, Nemesis, you know, ends up securing that blue buff, but Liz Frazier didn't get any of that farm there as well. Starry's been able to farm this wave pretty consistently. You know, not really, you know, really under any kind of threat so far, but talking about threats, dual lane, might be seeing one.
T-Soul's taking a good deal of damage. That classic shell pop to keep himself safe for now. We'll be able to slip away. Delvin putting up the River's Rebuke into the Disapparate.
Interesting.
I'm gonna be honest, that is a rare blunder from Delvin on this Umoja. The body block was insane from Kuradal though, and Kuradal is gonna look to keep pushing down this Umoja. Damage is not enough to take down the Yemoja. That was... I'm gonna be honest, Delvin is usually nuts on this Yemoja. That was incredibly out of character.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, Delvin, like, this is a really standout pick for Mini Delvin here. You know, he's one of the only players that really gravitates towards this pick here on the Yemoja, and he plays it very excellently. Typically, he has 2 stars on the character. He had a lot of stars on it in Smite 1, showing that up on his board when we loaded in. But I mean, Kurtle here just, you know, on this more fun haver pick here on this Vulcan, seemingly just kind of taking it to him here. And a little bit of a, you know, that mechanical misplay there, looking to throw that rebuke onto a soul who, yes, I mean, the shell, what's pop of the zap rate makes you, you know, able to go through these player-made walls as well. Just poor ability management there, I think, for Mini Delvin, which is, again, as you said, uncharacteristic.
I think what it was, in part, that he thought, because Vulcan was on the way, he thought, all right, he's going to want to fight here. Yep. So let me do that, and T-Souls just held it. T-Souls was patient, and maybe he thought T-Souls, all right, T-Souls is a rank player. He's going to be impatient here. Let me go with this, right? I'm going to put this up. But T-Souls held it. And T-Souls, you know, T-Souls in ranked, as somebody who's played with T-Souls a decent amount in comp, he's grown as a player a lot. And I was pleasantly surprised. But to see pleasantly surprised is going to be this Yemoja. She gets pot shot and bounced away. Gold Fury pulled by the crew, and the crew is putting some good damage into it right now. Looks like there might be some contention from the Gunshow Shoguns as they make their way in slowly. Yemoja's in first. The grab from the Fenrir is there, and a ton of damage going on to Mini Delvin. Mini Delvin is gone. The Vulcan Ultimate is on the other side, but not enough to secure. Furballer takes it away. Some good damage into Kurtle. Kurtle's very, very low here, but it looks like the Shoguns want to slip away.
I mean, I love the idea there to, you know, just try and pull that there. We have the Vulcan to try and secure it. There's no Sunder on the map right now. It wasn't a bad idea there. Swagga, they're going to be looking for a target without beads, finds the Yemoja, rips her into the waiting arms of his lovely team, and they're going to be able to put a ton of damage out there for that fight. The fight went great for them. It's just the objective that doesn't end up going their way there. T-Souls using his ultimate to try and coin flip that objective. Really good play there, just doesn't end up going their way.
Poor Frazier right now, because now the boys are, the crew are coming over. Frazier is just a sober. He's a crocodile in a world where his blue buff is being contested. Grip seems to not be interested. He's not really in a condition to help here. Ooh. Frazier just knows. Left side, T-Stills is dead?
Yeah, I mean, just a really good emoji ult there to, you know, keep the spacing there for Princess Bari. The shielding also, namely there, off the starter of the emoji, by the way. It will get nerfed on Monday, but the shield there ends up keeping him alive, which is insane. The shielding on the 2 as well from Yemoja ends up keeping him alive just long enough to return the damage into T-Souls. T-Souls not having I guess just the damage this early yet. He has that Brog he's built so far, has an axe on the way. A couple more items there. We're probably talking about a different story there in the duo lane.
I'm curious what T-Souls is going to build in the game, because honestly, I feel like a lot of the time, he does have some interesting builds on the Soul, but this guy knows this character. Say knows this character right here. We know what a World Weaver feels like, and we know what we can do. Grip knows what he can do, and he can take down Swagga. He will fall, but he will win that 2v1, putting Swagga down. Sit like the dog you are.
I mean, jungler for jungler, that's going to be really good, honestly, if you're the Gunshow Shoguns here. I mean, the pace has been being set by this Fenrir, slowing him down. It's going to be a great look, but looking at this Neath here, looking for a backflip out, so the Riptide could be messy.
That was a really well-timed beat by Moods, but that's also really good for them to just force that away, because now we can look as Grip with that big slow. That's a cosmetic Vulcan ultimate.
Heck yes. Heck yeah. I mean, we were talking about, again, like, you know, there's no Sunder in this game. It's here for secure, but we don't have any CDR in this build yet. We have a Yogi's Necklace, first item for this Vulcan. This isn't actually out of character for this kind of pick here. You're placing a lot of turns, burning through a lot of mana, and you do want a health item typically first in support right now, so this Yogi's Necklace will be shoring up that mana bar that you're going to be so, you know, quick to burn through as well in this regen. We'll be able to let this Vulcan step up and, you know, poke and pick the way a traditional frontliner would.
Yeah, one thing that I do want to mention is that Delvin is no stranger to this Vulcan support. Yeah. He loves it. Yeah. From what I've seen, he likes playing it a lot. I've seen him play it in other leagues, TKL specifically. He likes playing it. He knows what this thing can do, right? And I'm sure that's why they played the lane how they did. It looks like Vulcan knows what he needs to be able to take, and he's able to hop over the wall, not on the chase's grip, because he knows Moods is around most likely. But it looks like right here, Delvin knows what this pick can do. And Kurtle, looks like they might be trying to go on him. Some good poke. A little bit of dancing back and forth. The Phantom Shell was burned. They thought Delvin was going to pop the ultimate. Fenrir's here, though, and Fenrir. But the River's Rebuke is perfectly timed, though. And Delvin is able to hop away. That was very well done by Delvin there. You see, they thought the River's Rebuke was going to come out earlier, and it didn't. That's why it didn't come out.
Oh, we see this the dual lane 1v1 here. Bari fighting the Soul, but Soul out of mana. This could get kind of dicey really quickly.
Dash 1. Do we have dash 2? Shout out Mario Kart. Double dash what we have, and we've got enough damage from the Spirit's Cadence. The Cadence is not enough, though. Shell from T-Soul is able to save it. Now Bari is dead. Unfortunately, we put Bari down.
Yeah, I mean, again, like really good play there by T-Soul to hold that shell for as long as he was able to hold it there for. Again, fantastic shell baiting there out of him.
He was forged by the shell baiting.
He was forced by the shell baiting. It's a Vulcan aspect ban suit. It is not banned in every other league except RSL.
Boots is getting gone on. Boots is getting gone on in the mid lane. A lot of damage going his way as Jolliver finishes him off with that fadeaway snowball, taking him down.
I mean, again, just like overall, just fantastic damage there. Moods, I think, just stepping up a little bit too aggressively there. Maybe thought he had a little bit more safety than what he was actually afforded there. Fenrir, though, taking the chance to look at this position for the enemy team, stripping away as much farm as he can, going to the backside of his own enemy team's jungle.
It's
now, Vulcan stepping up, keeping this vision in check. Oh. I think we got both of them from Gunshow, which is really good. Through the Vulcan.
Especially when we're burning Earthshaker to try and steal that away. Kuradal right here. I really think I wonder what he's upgrading. Actually, he maxed turret first. Fuck you. Sorry. It's that was a reflex. I couldn't help myself.
Fair enough.
I played against a Vulcan solo in rank the other day who maxed turret first. I was playing Thor. I literally could not play the game. I was playing Bloons tower defense, and I did not have enough. I did not have enough tower defenders to save my tower, man. It was miserable. But I actually wanted to ask you about this Neath build, right? You see, normally the Neath, like the Chronos Pendant's pretty normal. The Book of Thoth kind of went out of favor, but this Bloodbound book, what do you think about it?
I think it's interesting. I mean, the item is very, very strong right now. I mean, it scales very well into the late game. Adds a lot of survivability to a lot of the characters. Like, they just don't typically have that survivability here. But I feel like it's going to be slowing down this Neath's power curve through the early game. Spear of Desolation would have been a really good fit and rebuild this early, adding a ton of damage. But, I guess if we're worried about surviving a lot, this is a perfect item for them.
Talisman of Purification burned by Kuradal there. Makes it so that he can get away from that, big slow from that Nemesis ultimate. It seems like, despite all the pressure that they've drafted, it seems like the crew is being pressured.
Yeah, which I think is a really, good calling point there as well. I mean, this Merlin wants to be scaling to this late game, same as the Neath, but this Merlin is actually ahead. He had a fully stacked Book of Thoth, and that Desolation I was just harping about. Building that anti-heal next item as well. Probably, possibly, surely it should be a Divine. But again, like this Soul, drafted for pressure is basically trading neutral and pressure with Furballer right now. Had a really good pick in the early game on Tabari, with that Fenrir gank. But now, you got to cut up the Jets, and it looks like Dolphy is going to be the way that they want to do that.
Looks like they're going to try to use this DPS from this Vulcan, this Soul, and now the Neath coming over. But we got this Fenrir building this basic attack build. We're going to basic attack this Nemesis to force the beads away, but the Gold Fury is secured by Grip this time. You can't sneak it away from the Shoguns, because the Shoguns will show you that they can take it from you. Disengage out.
That's the second Gold Fury that the crew has lost off pulling it first. And we have the tools to, theoretically try to out-secure them here. This Vulcan support has that Earthshaker available, around these objectives here. It's just like, these objectives are just not going in their favor. I wonder what they could be doing to change up their kind of playstyle here.
Respectfully timing their Vulcan ults better, but, it's also, I think, in part, they can just drop the gold and fight, too. I mean, their skirmishing, I feel like, is pretty strong, and they're not using it.
Yeah, it's true.
I mean, you probably know how scrappy this Vulcan support build can be. What is Frazier doing? Oh, this is a gank and a half right here. You screams gank right here as Grip comes in. The pluck's there, but the teleport is not going to be there. Yeah. Teleport, there's just barely enough mana that just came through to save Starry. Nobody covered the option to save him. But it looks like Furball is trying to cover the option, and the option is your demise. We put 2 pot shots in you, double dash, puts you down. Furball getting a solo kill.
I mean, Neath ult coming out there to just, attempt to peel out that Soul, but that Soul's going to end up falling down into the grayscale here instead. Again, like a lot of good pressure here on this Bari, but this Bari opting for this new build that we've been seeing in higher level comp here, this serrated Crusher Heartseeker build that just pumps out damage numbers, and still lets her burn these objectives just completely fine. She's going to be insanely hard to box here. You can already see her full healing off this wave, which is serrated. But we see the crew do a nice little good bit of macro call over there. Power Mitch will be going into their pocket.
I mean, right there, the only person that could really contest that is Sobek, and I don't think the Croc wants to walk over there. I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah, definitely not. Definitely not.
I think he's more content with just kind of farming right now. Looks like that right side T1 did go down though because of that.
Oh,
and it is Left side T1 is also down, but the mid lane, this is dangerous here. Looks like Delvin will slip away for now, but Jolliver's the target this time. Gets the root from that spirit arrow and means you become a spirit real quick. Swagger trying to chase him down with the Ragnarok. The blink is there, and it is a grab onto mini Delvin, and Delvin will be able to leap away with those rings. T-Souls did go down and left again, though.
Yeah. We're seeing the Nemesis presence over there as well. T-Souls kind of being shoved behind. I don't hate this play from, the Gunshow Shoguns. I feel like them getting their Bari ahead is a really good shout for them. But the crew are playing this the map very, very well. I mean, they've lost 2 Gold Furies. They've responded by taking a Pyromancer, taking a couple towers on the, in their favor. The game's still pretty even.
My cat almost just knocked my microphone completely off its handle, but we're fine. We are fine. Looks like Grip is trying to get aggressive here onto Starry. I don't know exactly who he's going on, but the beads are burned. Some good damage from that Slice and Dice, but Pharaoh's Curse pop means he's going to have to walk away. Who used that Pharaoh's Curse? No, it was him, actually, who used the Pharaoh's Curse to dissuade it. Tell me what you think about it. I have my own opinion, but tell me what you think about this Pharaoh's Curse on the NAM.
I mean, it's interesting. I mean, she's going in this auto attack build. I mean, maybe she was thinking again, like this Fenrir's opting to an auto attack build as well. Maybe she wants to try and out trade him. Take the 1v1 with this Fenrir, who's going to be optimizing to a little bit more defense traditionally later after that Broggy Steerfing build. But we do see Swagga opting for the Serrated instead, and there's no defense so far on this pick. It's an interesting build. I don't know if I like it on Nemesis though.
I personally feel like you said the reason before with the fighting the Fenrir. He wants to outbox the Fenrir, and I really like it because of that, because, the default build for the Fenrir has been this basic attack build. And I like it because, Berserker's shield is only so good, and it looks like we're only so good at doing damage here. T-Soul's taking some damage, doing some damage, but Delvin taking a crit to the dome. It looks like Furballer is trying to get some, but the turrets are pushed out of the River's Rebuke because it looks like Vulcan's going on one, but the other has T-Souls with the rest of them. Earthshaker is down, but T-Souls will fall down right after. Moods will shoot out the World Weaver, but Kuradal is under threat. There's 4 here. Swagger comes in to try to save his boy. Spirit's Cadence pop, but it's not going to hit anybody. Looks like the crew is slipping away.
I mean, it's just really hard to fight on top of the Soul when they have Bari, namely. This Bari, this Umoja, it's just really hard to, take in a, controlled, 4v4 situation. Really, I guess in that situation it's 4v3. But now this Gold Fury being looked at, postured around by both teams. Doesn't seem like Gunshow really want to force the issue here. They end up winning that scrappy fight over there and realizing that T-Souls is down, so they really don't have the damage to pull it. If you are the crew, they're just going to try and, go back to base, get their farm back up, and start playing on these power spikes.
You see that T-Souls is itemized into this crit. I know magical damage crits are absolutely crazy. Shout out Ogne real quick. But I know that it's kind of gone out of favor recently for a more yellow numbers-esque build. Oh, how do you feel about the crit on the Soul?
It's interesting. I think, we have a lot of...
Oh, I hate to cut you off here, but Mood's backflipped into the wall, which means you get pinned to the wall, plucked off the wall, and put down.
Yeah, that's going to be a really quick kill there as well. The Jolliver finding a lot of good damage there as well. Again, we were calling it out earlier. This Divine Ruin pumping out a ton of damage for that Lightning proc as well. That Desolation going to be refunding those abilities even quicker. Vulcan trying to step up and contest it. Let's see if he can steal it away.
I don't think he will. Liz Frazier will pluck him in, and his team immediately drops it and looking for the kill. The Slice and Dice will be off the mark, but the stun is on the mark. Xerxes Hexstone blocked by Liz Frazier, barely blocked by Liz Frazier. Kuradal, though, is not going to take enough damage to get into execute range. Pyromancer secured by Jolliver, but Jolliver is getting gone on by Swagga. Swagga needs some help to take down anybody else, but Jolliver is able to slip away for now. Swagga not able to grab him.
I guess the argument here is that, Mini Delvin was just warming up on the Umoja. Surely he hasn't had his, his 2 Umoja games of the day just, in that arena, shake the hands off. But, obviously we were calling it out earlier, but he's performing very well in these picks. Like, these team fights are being absolutely controlled by Mini Delvin. These ults are just very, very impactful every time they come out, after that, 5-minute mark. But now we're going to also, I just want to point some attention towards the support build as well. We're going to be seeing a more prod-focused build here instead of that, that health shield-focused build that we're so traditionally, used to seeing here. A Spear, Rogue, Freya's Tears kind of sell of items being afforded, but we see Swagga looking to get aggressive in mid lane. Something might come of it, but it doesn't seem like it's going to be going that way anytime quickly.
It seems like he was trying to see if he could get anything out of Jolliver or get some more damage onto him, but, nothing yet. And it looks like, right now, I like that. sort of, you know, prot number build, right? Granted, prots only give you so much right now, especially in the support role, but look at left side here. We're looking to ult this Princess Bard. We will send out the World Weaver, but the dash is interrupted, which is huge now. Furballer already getting taken down before Swagga shows up. Swagga's here to make sure the kill goes down. Furballer put a ton of damage into T-Souls, and that was dangerous. Swagga was there to make sure it all went down. As I was saying, though, less active focused. In mid lane, I'm trying to talk here, trying to transition to you, but it looks like they're trying to transition back to fighting. Okay, less active focused. What do you? How do you feel about that?
I mean, it's an interesting playstyle for sure. I mean, like again, like less actives are going to be affording you a little bit more of a cookie cutter build as well. But I keep my eyes on it because it seems like it's always going to be breaking out. I see Riptides trying to trap people in, and Gold Fury is possibly getting pulled. So I don't think I actually get a chance to talk here. Teamfight's going to be going our way here in a second, I think.
No, I think you're good for now. Right now, it's a bit, dancing back and forth. Gold Fury is hard for them to walk into.
Yeah, looks like they are going to be getting zoned by this Fenrir as well. Shock also going to be on kind of zone duty here as well. Sobek going to also be splitting the map here, taking this tower. And Gold Fury going to be going the way of the crew.
Finally.
Yeah, let's active focus as well. Yeah, exactly, finally here as well. I feel like actives are just so, I don't know, core to the support identity right now, at least the way that we've been playing in here. But again, less active items in this build here.
Danger. Now the fight you've been waiting for is coming. They look to get some more farm on the map, take it away, but Grip is getting gone on here. Grip is in a bit of danger. Some good damage going into Grip, but some good damage being returned. Beads are burned, but there's too much damage. The Earthshaker takes him down. Liz Frazier, though, putting some damage into Swagga, looking to get some more CC, but will not this time. Umoja is on the way here. Looks like they're just trying to disengage now, because Chalk is on the chase. Chalk is looking to slow people down. Curdle chasing down Jolliver. And in the backside of the meantime, a lot of damage going to Liz Frazier, but the pluck away is good, and the River's Rebuke is better to make sure his boy is safe for now. But Delvin is in a bit of a threat here. Looks like the Xerxes Hexstone will be enough. Curdle trying to catch him and will finally catch him. Delvin trying to catch Curdle, get some good damage onto him. Not enough to result in any kills just yet. Looks like Frazier and Grip will go down for their transgressions.
I just want to highlight that Curdle ends up catching Liz Frazier there due to one item and one item purely. He has that war flag built, okay? Like that movement speed that the wave dying next to him gave him, allowed him to chase down this Croc, and ends up closing the gap and confirming a kill there for the Order side team, for the crew. Now, I mean, you have a lot of options here open up to you on the map. Liz Frazier's still dead for 20. Pyromancer's still going to be up. Umoja going to be down for a while, but this Fire Giant could be the next big target.
All right, so we see this Nemesis build is kind of deviated from what we normally expect out of, this sort of stuff. This Lernian bow, and it looks like he's going into Titan's Bane, maybe?
Yeah, I mean, I'd assume, with the pen there as well. Lernian bow. It's not an item that I traditionally see on junglers. I think the only jungler that's really been building it a ton is Starblood, and he builds it like first or second.
On Pele, for some reason.
Yeah, on Pele, it's true. But, I mean, I guess maybe you're banking on the fact that your Sobek is, like, locking someone down. You get that extra burst of damage as well. So I don't hate it, but it is just very non-traditional. Fire Giant looking to burn about 8k.
Looks like a bait.
9k, actually. Yeah, looks like a bait. They're looking to take a fight here.
Starry's in, though. Starry. Teleport's in on the side. Swagga taking a ton.
Caught by the Bari here.
Yeah, this is a lot of damage going in their way, but it looks like the damage was going into Starry's instead. Curdle gets pulled, but the Fire Giant's still being pulled at the same time. Curdle takes a good deal of damage, but it is only 3k left on fire. Earthshaker comes down, and it will be secured. Curdle secures it. It looks like the dagger is picked up. Delvin gets absolutely popped by Moods, and Swagga's still looking to go in. Grip, grab, Grip, no beads, which means Grip is going to go down very, very quickly. Spirit's Cadence, though, does turn it around. Grip lives, and Grip will be able to dash away. Telltale of this fight when he gets out. Looks like Jolliver is able to slip away. Everybody else is getting away, except for Frazier. Frazier might be the one who's left to, rot here.
Looks good.
But it is, yeah, he's able to get away. That was really big there to get that pick and response.
Again, insane play by Furballer there, dropping that ultimate to preserve the life of Grip. The jungler here is able to keep the beads there as well, which is going to be a huge cooldown that Grip has not been able to burn. For that last team fight, it's going to be really, really good. Fire Giant on 4 members now. Swagga will unfortunately end up losing that buff, but they are going to be walking away with that. They still get the dagger. Dagger going to be on Chuck, so Stark going to be allowed to int his life and his health bar away a little bit more liberally. And again, like this pressure here, I mean, that we saw around that objective there. Vulcan able to zone, able to poke, throughout that entire objective, using that Vulcan ult, that Earth Shatter, to confirm the objective. Towards the end of that team fight, ends up netting them a free objective. Now the team fight after was a bit messy. Could have been a little bit cleaner, but it's not the end of the world here. Swagga, known for getting in there as well, getting really active, is now going to be optimizing, itemizing into that defense that we're so used to seeing out of Fenders as well. The Spirit Rope getting picked up here, and looks like he's selling a couple other items in base, trying to optimize into something else as well. Could be a Talisman Purification, if I'm not wrong.
I'm not too sure if that's Talisman or not. It might be. It's kind of weird what he's looking to here. Yeah. He might. I'm not too sure, actually. We'll have to wait and see what he builds here. Looks like on the left side, the two tanks, in quotes, as you see a Vulcan over there, as going to zone away, but there's not enough zoning to be moods for him to be safe. Bloodbound Book used, but Grip gets absolutely popped. He's gone, and now Moods is still under threat. Liz Frazier looking to finish up the kill. The Xerxes Hexstone used, but Liz Frazier will fall. Meanwhile, on the top side, we got Star chasing down Furballer. Furballer's alone. Furballer needs help. Beads are burned, but there is a Spirit's Cadence to save himself for now. But it looks like there's only so much time you can buy as Furballer. A good pull by Jolliver, but it's not enough to save his ADC.
I mean, that's just an insane team fight there as well. I mean, just the fact that Moods is living that long with that much peel. I mean, again, Bloodbound Book giving like a 500 HP shield. Amazing peel there from Swagga as well to get the target that was diving him, Grip, into the mouth as quickly as possible. Good dog playing fetch there as well. And then again, the chase down out of Kurdal there was absolutely clinical. Looks like Swagga is hungry for more.
Swagga gets the brutalized on a Jolliver, which means Jolliver is going to go down. He's not looking too jolly now. Swagga will fall to Delvin, but Delvin has to buy time for the rest of his boys to come up. Delvin at 5k health on the Titan means he might not be able to. Grip is up now. Grip is going to have to dash in here, but the game is over, and that means the crew takes the set.